Welcome to Moviecaps. Today, I will show you an action crime movie from 2009, titled, Shinjuku Incident. Spoilers ahead. Watch out, and take care. In the early 1990s, at the beach, a police officer sees a crowd of Chinese immigrants scatter on the shore along with their luggage. He approaches them, and one man stands up and waves a knife. In response, as he is about to open the holster, another man comes at him from the back. The immigrants take this chance to run away, as the man with knife also struggles with the policeman on the sand. Among these immigrants was a tractor mechanic, nicknamed Steelhead, illegally entering Japan from China in search of his fiancée, Shushu, with the help of his brother Jia. Incidents like this have been on the Japanese news lately, and the Japanese authority is giving a close look at it. They are now searching for illegal Chinese immigrants, to practice the law on them. In broad daylight, a man goes clothes shopping from someone's clothesline. He then chooses his footwear, from a display of shoes by that someone's door. After that, he goes on his way, and finds himself in Tokyo's Shinjuku district as night falls. The man walks mindlessly around the district. There are women bargaining leisurely to men, here and there, and casual passers-by minding their own businesses. Moments later, however, the somehow dull night gets exciting, as a gunshot from somewhere echoes through the streets. Screams are everywhere, as each goes on their way, some are even running as if to save their lives. The man finds a hiding place in the form of a disregarded crate. He curls himself there, as he sees people running to wherever the police are not seen. In his crate fort, he looks back to his life in China, where people call him, Steelhead. Memories of a day flashes to him. Steelhead remembers walking into his girlfriend's house, with people gathering and talking about getting into Japan. He remembers talking to his girlfriend, Shushu, who had always dreamed of going to Japan. He never stopped her. Instead, he encouraged her to follow her dreams. In return, Shushu promised to return once she's made enough. She went to Tokyo, and broke her promise, when after some time nothing was heard from her. 2 days of walking, and Steelhead finds himself in front of a small house. A young man with curly hair and bright smile welcomes him with a hug. Jia, the young man, introduces him to everyone in the house, but food catches his attention, and he grabs a bite even before Jia finishes. Days pass by, with Steelhead learning how to live in the shadows. Jia shows him around, and introduces him to people like them, people who are considered aliens in the country, and are therefore, sought by law. One night, while working in the sewers, adrenaline doubles in their systems, as cops pay them a surprise visit. They start to run, but still, the cops are able to put them to stop. One by one, the cops question them in line. One Detective Kitano, sees Steelhead, and directly questions him in his broken Chinese. While he does, other cops start cuffing the workers, and so they begin running away again. As the chase ensues, Detective Kitano finds his life in danger, as he falls down a chute and starts to drown. Steelhead gets back, and saves him, and runs away again. At that moment, Detective Kitano considers his life a debt from Steelhead. Steelhead continues to live in the shadows, considering half the usual pay of those in the light for the same job. Some of Jia's acquaintances tell him the great secrets of the black market, but just as Jia, he always refuses to follow. A young lady approaches him, and hands him a couple of bills for food. Then, an old man gets out of the restaurant, and calls the lady by her name. "Lily-san," exclaims the old man, as he merrily sings how Lily always takes care of him. The old man's merriment, however, is cut short as a group of men in black block them and ask for money. A bottle on his head puts the old man down, and makes Lily scream. Steelhead comes with a pipe, and waves it to the men. He puts some down with a pipe, and makes them run away with a bombastic scream of help. Lily gets them in a bar that she apparently owns. Her employees are all quick to assist Mito, the old man who is with her, as he has a shower of blood. She then leads Steelhead to the bar, and offers him food and drink. She also offers him work and money, but Steelhead refuses. He even gives back the money she handed him earlier. They spend the night over drinks, and sharing things about life. Another night comes for Steelhead, and he finds himself in another job with Jia. This time, they are at a fancy restaurant filled with people. Jia points out some big shots in Shinjuku. Moments later, his eyes land on a familiar woman, wearing a kimono, with her hair in a bun. The woman is surrounded by other women, greeting her with respect. Not sure about what he sees, he calls Jia for a second opinion. Now, that makes two unsure men. The night is about to end, and Steelhead chooses to stand outside the restaurant, as his eyes meet with the woman's. Right there and then, he confirms it. It is Shushu, his long-lost fiancée. However, he also learns one thing: Shushu is married. She's married to a big shot, who Jia had pointed out to him that could be a Yakuza. Iguchi Toshinyari. That's the man Shushu is married to, and is indeed a Yakuza. He is a subhead of an organization called Sanwa Kai. Saddened by seeing his fiancée with another man, he spends the night with Jia, drinking and partying with hookers. Steelhead makes a resolve that night. He tells Jia that he will now live for himself, even if it means playing against the law. Jia's acquaintances prove to be supportive of him, as they help him on the roll. They resort to many kinds of schemes, from stealing luxury items in malls, to tampering a machine in an arcade. Steelhead even gets more men in the job, and forms a team. Once sober, Steelhead decides to become a legal citizen of Japan, by any means possible. He and his Chinese friends begin a money laundering operation, but leave Jia out of it due to his kind-hearted nature. Unfortunately, Taiwanese triad leader Gao discovers one of his pachinko machines has been tampered with, fixed by Steelhead's group, and vows to punish the culprit. Jia gets caught playing the tampered pachinko machine, and is taken to a dark alley, where Gao slices Jia's face, and cuts off his right hand while trying to get information. Upon learning that Jia is held by the Taiwanese gang, Steelhead and the rest of their group go and collect Jia. Full of anger, Steelhead sneaks inside Gao's establishment, and hides to take revenge, but instead learns of the plot between the Togawa group, rival allies, and Gao to kill Iguchi. Iguchi, unaware of the plot, arrives at Gao's. Just as Gao is about to kill Iguchi, Steelhead saves him by chopping off Gao's arm with his machete. Steelhead and Iguchi manage to escape, and Steelhead is welcomed to the Iguchi estate to recover. There, he has the chance to catch up with Shushu. Steelhead learns that Iguchi and Shushu have a little girl, Ayako. Shushu tells him that her name is now Yuko, and that she is happy with her new life. In gratitude for saving his life, Iguchi returns and offers Steelhead a high-paying job in the Yakuza, which he refuses. Later, Iguchi tries unsuccessfully to expose Togawa for the attempted assassination, but their boss makes Iguchi apologize for the accusations instead. Iguchi then asks Steelhead to be a hitman. Steelhead agrees under two conditions: he'll take control of Gao's territories, and legally become a citizen of Japan. Steelhead kills all of his targets, which results in a gang war within the Yakuza ranks. Iguchi is promoted, after Togawa and Steelhead becomes a vassal, under Iguchi with Gao's territories. Steelhead does everything to make a better life for his Chinese brothers, but has no interest in the daily operations of Yakuza activity, leaving the daily operations to his brothers, as he starts a successful tractor business. Sometime later, Detective Kitano meets with Steelhead, and warns him that all of his brothers have become corrupted. Kitano tells Steelhead that he would be arrested, along with his friends, with him charged as the head conspirator. He makes a deal with Kitano: he would find evidence to have Iguchi arrested, in exchange for his comrades' freedom. That fateful night, Steelhead and Kitano return to the Vassal HQ, to warn his comrades about their impending arrest, if they don't stop their operation. His brothers violently refuse to give up their rich lives they made with the Yakuza. Iguchi arrives, just as Steelhead is stabbed by one of his brothers. Meanwhile, the Yakuza can't tolerate Iguchi's leadership anymore. Gao and some others agree to take Iguchi down that night. Waves of Yakuza storm into the building, and proceed to kill everyone, with only Iguchi, Steelhead, and Kitano surviving. Gao is also killed with Steelhead's retaliation. Mortally wounded by Nakajima, Iguchi gives Steelhead a flash drive that contains data on the Yakuza operations, in the last act of vengeance against the Yakuza, for turning on him. As Kitano and Steelhead escape, the police arrive and arrest the Yakuza. After being split up from Kitano, Steelhead meets and bids a sorrowful farewell to a dying Jia, who had also escaped, but did not survive the attack at the Vassal HQ. Steelhead calls Yuko to meet in Okubo Station, along with Ayako, but Togawa has already taken Ayako hostage, and forces Yuko to tell him where Steelhead is headed. Nakajima intercepts Steelhead, the police arrive in time, and exchange gunfire with Nakajima and his men. Nakajima shoots Steelhead, but is then gunned down by Kitano. Steelhead, still alive, flees into the sewers, and Kitano follows him. Detective Kitano finds him being swept away by the current, and tries to pull him out, but Steelhead tells him it is useless, and Kitano does not know how to swim. Steelhead gives the flash drive to Kitano, before the current sweeps his body away. He tells Detective Kitano that his debt is repaid. He calls out to the detective, "We can call it even now," remembering how happy he was when he was with his comrades in simpler times. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Turn on the notifications and leave a like to help the channel out.